Hi everyone, welcome to the course, and now let's create our very first component of the React. But before that, I want to show you something is that why I wrote npm start, why not anything else. So there is something in your script object which is start is the key, and it is to say React script start. That means it will start your project. Now build we use whenever our code go for production. That means when this particular project will be live, we will use npm run build, okay, at that time. But for now we are just doing it for our local system, so we'll use npm start or npm. Let's suppose here dev will be there, so you will use that. And now we will delete the unnecessary things from here. Let's suppose this and this. Move to trash. Yes, delete permanently. And now app.css, you don't need it. If you want to clear it out, just clear it, okay. App.js, I don't want to keep anything here, so okay, this got stopped. Just give me a moment. Just select this and clear your app.js. Now we don't require app.test, logo.svg, web or setup test. You can delete all these things at once. Now delete it. It will take few seconds, but yeah, this will get deleted. So delete it permanently, it will delete that. See, now come to your index.js. You can remove this web vitals because you have deleted the file. So this will give you an error. So remove this from here. Now you can start your project. Okay, so you have to do npm start for starting your project. Okay, so you can just cut this thing. Now let it refresh so that whatever we have removed, that will be removed from here. See. Now let's understand how you will select the root. This was that div id equals to root. Now come to your index.js. In index.js, it is going to be the main file of the React app now, okay. That means it will always find index.js first. So every time you write import React from React, that means I already told you that React is a library. That means you need to import everything, whatever you want to use for that particular project, okay. So here import React from React. Now this React DOM is important because we want to use this .get element by id. Let's suppose this is not there. You will see that you will get an error from here. So whatever you want to use it, it's very important that you import that things. Okay, so const root equals to React DOM. React DOM means DOM of the React. So basically React is having one virtual DOM. So we are selecting that thing to create a root node. Okay. Just like we created an element by using create element, we can create a root by using create root method, and document.get element by id in function you can put your root element. Now why we are using React root.render is, just think of this, that you don't have this thing. So you will see nothing is there on screen on anyway, nothing will render on the screen, okay, because this rendering means whatever you want to display it on your browser. But this app, if you will click on command and click this, put on command and click on this, So your app.js is nothing, that's why it was not opening. Okay, your app.js is empty right now. So whatever you will be writing over here, that will be rendered on your browser. For example, let's suppose you have to use if you want to use a shortcut, you can use RAFCE. That means it will automatically create one component for you. Okay, so otherwise what you will do is, you will have to, if you want to write it, if you have to import React from React. Okay, and after that you will always put const from now. Okay, whenever you are creating a component. So earlier we used to use class-based component, but now we don't use class-based component because there are some disadvantages of that. So we always use functional component. Functional component here simply means your function, nothing else. Whole of the code will be wrapped inside a normal function or an arrow function. So const app. Now remember how you will rename your component. First of all, the first letter is always going to be capital of your component. Okay, but if you want app.js, this is your page name. So you can also convert this thing into JSX. Okay, so you just go with your app. Either you will just do like this. See, do return. Okay, and now here export default your app. But you will see that you are getting an error over here. Why? See, RAFCE. This was your array or your component of the React. Now come to this. So this error is parsing error, missing initializer in const declaration. Okay, now let's go back to this. Import your app. So you will put over here hello. Or let me just say, as soon as I have written JSX, why it is giving me this. Okay, now let's see this app. When you click on it, it gets to here. Why it gets to here? Because when you move to app.js, there is nothing in your app.js. But when you will put RAFCE, this is the shortcut to create any component. Whenever you will be creating a component, it should always start from a capital letter. Okay, and in this, when you will check, there is app written over here. Okay, but let's suppose if you want to have hello, welcome to React. So for that, you will look into your this thing. Okay, there is one import and export thing that you need to look into it. See, my app.js, whatever it is containing, it will not be rendered on the screen until and unless that particular thing, this component, is not used over here. So how I will be importing this component from this file to index.js file? Now remember one thing, import means that we want to use something from this file to this file, and export means I want to send something from here to this file. If I will not write export over here, I won't be able to send this thing here. Let's suppose I used app. See, it is not showing me anything. Even if I write forcefully and I'll write import app from app. Still you will see that it is giving me answer because default export was not found. Okay, so that's why it's very important to have a default export so that we can render something on our screen. So I hope you are understanding this. So nothing but a component is just a normal function. Okay, but from this file, if you want to use it somewhere, you need to use that component. You just need to write the name of the component and that's it, right? So I hope you have understood this thing. Thank you so much, everyone.